Hey guys, Jim back here with you with another video. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's staying cool under some air conditioning if you're able to. It is extremely hot here in East Tennessee. I think it was like 97 today. Extremely hot. Was on vacation last week. Wanted to hop on here and share a couple 1970s models Case Copperheads. My favorite decade of Case pocket knives and one of my favorite patterns. And there will be a bonus Copperhead in here for you as well. Wanted to show you guys tonight, but do appreciate you stopping by. Always appreciates the support. So let's get over to the table, check out some vintage Case Copperhead pocket knives. Hey guys, so like I said in the intro, we're going to talk about a couple knives from my favorite era of knives, and that being the 70s. But we'll hop into that in just a minute. A couple really nice Case Copperheads, but let's look at a couple things I've picked up. I picked up one of these Gateway Barlows from Jack Wolf Knives. I eyeballed Jack Wolf Knives for a while, and I was struggling a little bit with the price point because I like to, when I buy knives like that, you know, $200-300, I prefer to spend it on vintage. That's just me though. That's just the way I roll. I'm more of a vintage type guy, but may end up doing something else now that I've got my hands on one of these Jack Wolf's. Really super nice knife for the money. I'm not going to do a huge long video on that. I am doing the 30-day challenge, so maybe at the end of 30 days we may do a review after 30 days. I've been posting some pictures on YouTube Shorts and Instagram, but you guys that know about the knife have seen the knife. I went to green micarta. I like it. It's sharp, so trust me. So really like this. Like I said, we may dig in a little deeper after the 30-day challenge and do something on that. So I had posted a short, and J.O. had sent me this slip when we had done a trade a few weeks ago, and it's perfect. It absolutely is perfect. Fits this slip perfect. The wolf there, I'm assuming, could be a coyote, but let's say it's a wolf because it's the Jack Wolf knife. Anyway, it's pretty cool. So yeah, picked up one of those. We'll dig in depth into that a little bit later on. And this, since we're talking about Copperhead knives tonight, I got this sent to me by one of my good buddies, James Alton, Seppy Dog. I'd seen a couple of his sheaths on there, and I said, James, brother, I gotta have one. I'd like to have one for a Copperhead. I had this knife particular picked out. I wanted the blue thread. He did a phenomenal job on this slip. And boom, I've had this knife for just a bit. I got this in an estate auction. I had to do a little cleanup on it, but it didn't have the box, but it's in excellent shape. And this knife is going to live in that slip when it leaves my house. Touched up the blade just a bit. It is an SS model. But fortunate to have been able to, I love the Warncliffe blade, so was very fortunate to have been able to have picked up on that. There's the 49 pattern on that. And James, thank you again for hooking me up. Like I said, wanted to show this and recognize this slip here from James, because we are talking about a couple Copperheads. Beautiful sheath or slip for one of my favorite patterns from Case. And thank you, James, so much. It really does. That's what a combo, right? I'm gonna eventually get some pictures up on Instagram. So I am running behind on things like that, a few pics here and there, and I'm behind on getting channel stickers sent out, guys. I was on vacation last week, so just bear with me. I've got probably at least 6 to be sending out, some sticker packages. But James, thank you for this, and sorry it took so long to get you a video out there, brother, but you know, you guys in the community, you know James, look him up. He's on Instagram, YouTube, Seppy Dog. a tremendous slip, James. I appreciate it, brother. So let's dig into, like I said, not only to one of my favorite patterns, but one of my favorite, probably my favorite decade of case knives are the 70s. You can go back and look on my page or my YouTube page, and you'll see under my case videos. I did a video when I first started the channel, probably December of 24, maybe January of this year, and had shown a bunch of 70s case knives, and been blessed to pick up some more since I had done that. But wanted to get on here and talk about the Copperhead. What a pattern. And it falls, in my opinion, in that description of a jackknife, 2 blades, pivot on this end. I love the bolster. I love the way Case does the Copperhead, like I was showing there on that blue. And these two are more of your traditional. I don't think I've ever shown this one. I think I've done a short on this, and maybe I put this one on Instagram, but this is it's one of my, I've got an 80s new old stock that maybe I'll get it out and do a video on it sometime. It may be my favorite. I bought it at Ellaville last year, but I'm a sucker for red bone, guys. You'll see a lot of my posts. Check this out. I just want you to check the bone out on this knife. Just absolutely, I've not noticed any any cracks or anything in it. It definitely was carried. I'll tell you how I came to get this knife. Like I said, it's got some battle scars. There's no doubt. There's no way I want to try to sand and grind and to get that down. I have polished the knife. I have cleaned it. I stropped the blade on it. It's good carbon. It was already in pretty good shape. But check out, that's true pocket worn red bone right there. And this is, I think it's a 10 dot, guys. I apologize. I should have probably had that out. I'm pretty sure this is a 10 dot. If we can get that. Yeah, I think this is a 10.70. Great walk and talk. It's pretty clean. Like I said, I love the pattern. I love the red bone. The bone on this is what really drew me to this knife. And like I said, it's been used, but it was definitely not abused. So just a beautiful example of the Copperhead. So one of the guys that I work with, he actually welds for me. His fiance, her grandfather had passed away. I think that's some family member had passed away, and they ended up with a couple different knives. This is one of them, and he brought it in, was looking at it, and we were haggled back and forth. Of course, people go on eBay and see what people are listing stuff for, and they think it's, they're just way outlandish. But I paid a fair price for it, I feel like. But they did have some rust on it, and where it maybe had been setting for a while, been used and been setting, but I didn't try to put a mirror polish on it. I did clean the blade, both blades, the clip and the pin blade, and went through and did a cleanup on those and got the rust off. I don't like to have knives sitting around with rust on them. I think I have carried this knife just a couple times because I like the Copperheads and I like this knife. Good half stop, but we came to a conclusion on a price. This sort of went on for like a week, I guess, and I was able to bring it home, put it through the spa treatment, and just tickled to have it as part of my 70s case collection, especially with the red bone. Man, really am a sucker for those red bone knives, for sure. And this one is a beautiful one. So yeah, Case Copperhead 1970 10 dot red bone, great decade era of knives in a even better pattern. So then probably about 6 weeks ago, this came from a co-worker. This came from an estate auction, and I actually think it may have been the same estate auction that I got that blue one. They were listing this as a 65 to 69 because they thought that it had no dots, but it's got one dot. You can see it there right under the S. So it's a 79 if my math is right, Copperhead. And guys, help me with this. I think they call this pretty bone. I struggle sometimes with some of these bone color variations, but this has got some beautiful, beautiful bone on it. And here again, I've not noticed any cracks or anything in it. You know, this one had to be sort of put through the spa treatment to get the rust off. I haven't touched the blade up on this one as far as stropping it. I haven't carried it yet. So there we go, 62.49. Half stops just like the other. Great snap on this, great walk and talk on this knife. There's another look at the pen blade on this one. Just a beautiful pocket knife. Case does such a great job on that bone. I think this is pretty bone, is what they call pretty bone. But if you guys have another name for this, or have the right name for it, maybe I'm not calling it the right thing, put it down in the comments and let me know. But there's another look there. I think they call that, it's really dark in some spots, and then it lightens up around this edge. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pocket knife. So I wanted to show you guys a couple knives and let you guys see those. I really like those. It's like I said, it's probably, the 70s are probably my favorite decade of case knives. And you know, I'm not for sure. I don't have my date chart in front of me, guys, to see what this one is. But of course, this one is, you know, is a newer knife. But you know, they're out of the same mold. They're out of the same design and quality. And you know, like I said, when Case is on, there's nobody better, in my opinion, especially on jig bone. Absolutely love the jig bone. That's a little more war, in my opinion, than this one is, but still beautiful nonetheless. And then of course, this being a little, you know, this being newer, it's got the beautiful jigging on that. Love that shield. Love the Warncliffe. Love that blade. Half stops, good walk and talk. Love the bone. Great pattern, guys. If you like copperheads, put it down there. You know, let me know what your all's favorite year and maybe what handle material and things. I've got some other copperheads. I'm not going to get them all out tonight, but wanted to show you these and wanted to show you this one to go along with this blue slip, because I'm very appreciative of James to do that. But yeah, put it down in the comments. What's your favorite year? What's some of your favorite handle material, color, and so forth? And put it down in the comments and let me know about that one. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that they call that pretty bone. But anyway, just let me know, guys. Do want to say my condolences to Mr. Glenn, his family. A lot of folks in the community have done videos or postings about that. Had a chance to meet Mr. Glenn at Ellaville last year, and always enjoy seeing him and his interaction with that group of friends, with Kevin and the knife doctor. And I know that he will certainly be missed. So continued prayers for his family and his friends at the loss of Mr. Glenn. So anyway, guys, we're going to call that a video. We're like 13 minutes in, but thanks for stopping by. Remember, whatever you're carrying today, you don't have to carry it alone. Nothing in our EDC that's too heavy for us. If we just call on the one, they can help us with our daily battles. Guys, I appreciate it. Appreciate you stopping by, and we'll see you on the next video.